Customer brought me another 2654 Husqvarna. These things, I can't seem to get rid of them. He says it was cutting out, loss of power, couldn't get it to go uphill. And you see exactly how much oil drained out of it when I pulled the drain plug. That and that little spot on the floor, because I couldn't get the hose on fast enough. It's got compression. I pulled the spark plugs out, rolled it over. I could hear it had compression. Now I got to test for spark, but I'm going, I want to say this thing's probably got some pretty major problems. But hey, I'll keep you guys informed. We'll go through it together. Y'all have a good one. All right, guys, we're back on this Husqvarna here. Yep, it didn't have much oil in it, but that ignition coil was bad. So we're going to slap a new one on here and see if we can get it going. One thing about these Kohlers, there's a year split when they used a different kind of coil. If you've only got a one pin connector on your kill wire, that's a normal magneto ignition coil. And they also had the DSAM ignition system. So they had like a 4-pin deal, and then there was a retrofit kit that come out and everything, and that was a big mess. But I think they've got it all back down to this now, but some of them are still out there. If any time you ever need the shop manual or the service manual for a Kohler, go online, type in your model number, type in service manual. Kohler's got them all free to the public. You can, use what you need, download it, print it off, whatever you want. And right here, it's showing that our air gap should be between 11 and 13 thousandths. First one I grabbed happened to be a 13, so we're going with 13 here. This is the part number for the coil we're putting on, and here's the bad one. So we're going to come over here. We want to make sure we get a good ground on here when we need one. So I've already taken the liberty to sand these up. Get you a piece of emery cloth, sand these posts up real good, and I'll teach you how I was taught to put a coil on. It never failed me, and it works out pretty good. As you can see, these holes are a little elongated this way, and what I was taught to do was put the coil on top of the post, put the bolts in it, pull it all the way that way, tighten one bolt down, so that way it locks the coil down. And then this one here has just got to be, on there. They don't even necessarily have to be tight. Okay, so then we roll the flywheel around, and there's our magnet. Okay, so then we can slip the feeler gauge in there. It's always harder to do on camera. Okay, once you're in there all the way across, you just release, just back the screw out you had tight, and it should suck it right in. See? Sucked it right in. I know it sounds like I'm really hammering on that thing, but I'm really not. Little 1/4-inch snap-on gun. I'll just barely pulling the trigger. So then you just rotate your feeler gauge, either your flywheel and your feeler gauge will come right out, and it's set to the right air gap. You can plug it back in. We can start this thing and see if it's going to run any better. Alrighty, we got her full of oil. I got my big butt on here now. Let's see if we can start her up with a new coil. Let's pull the choke a little bit. Sounds pretty good to me. All right. Well, now we just got to figure out where in the world all this oil is coming from, get it cleaned up, get this thing serviced and get it back to the customer. See if he wants me to put him a new set of tires on there. I'm going to say he's gotten all the good out of those. Well, I got the service finished on it. I tell you what, I have the best customers in the world. I really do. Seems like they are as concerned with me as I am them. This guy right here called me. You know, I shot him a text message to let him know that it was done and let me know when he would like me to deliver it. And he called me a couple hours later and he explained to me that he had open heart surgery the night, unexpected open heart surgery the night before, and that it might be a few days before he could get home in order to pay me. And I was like, man, you are a good customer of mine. You just take care of it, take care of yourself. I'll get it back to you, and we'll take care of payment when you're able. No big deal. Well, his yard needed mowed when I picked it up. So the plan is, when I drop this off, if it still needs mowed, I'm going to go ahead and spend the time over there and mow and weed eat for him. Can't do it every week, but I can help out occasionally on things like that. I don't know, man. I guess the moral of the story is take care of your customers and they'll take care of you. Be thankful for every minute that you got in this world. Because you never know. You never know when you might have a heart attack or when the good Lord might call you home or flip your switch. Just a couple weeks ago, my Uncle Mark died. He ate dinner. He stood up. He said, I'm going home. And he turned around to leave and hit the floor. And just like the good Lord flipped his switch and turned him off. So you guys hug your loved ones. Go home. Play with your kids. Enjoy life a little bit. Anyway, that's my rambling. Hope you enjoyed this video. If it helped you in any way, drop me a like and subscribe. We'll talk to y'all later.